Greetings commanders and welcome to the channel. Now, many of you, I know that they are wondering what to do when we start hitting the mid section of the game. Now, in the previous video, I just show you how to start properly, and as you've seen, we did very well. Now, before I start with everything else, just a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel, because you will see much more lessons. I can say that will help you a lot. Now, in the first video, I show you how to build and mobilize properly. If you didn't watch the video, I will just make a quick reminder. Well, I built army bases, arms industries and recruiting offices. Just these three stuff. Then I have built naval bases in Mogadishu and Djibouti currently with Ethiopia, and I start producing ships. Of course, one of the main things that I did was creating, let me check it, National Guards. I put National Guards in every city, 2 National Guards in every city, and with the basic infantry, I just go and conquered the land you can see here. South Sudan, Sudan, Egypt, and half of Kenya. And now these players, Kenya, for example, was inactive. So this is how I obtained the land here. Well, Sudan and South Sudan, they were AI and they are still AI. This is World War III mode, and Egypt was inactive as well. But the important thing here is that I pushed my basic infantry to take the land. Remember that. And you shouldn't stay inactive, you shouldn't stay too focused and defending. It's very important to go and take the land. You just check your neighbors and see who is playing and who is not. Now, we are going to the mid section of the game, as I told you, and in day 10 we have some pretty solid foundations. And I just show you the naval base. Now, 2 bases that were built very fast. Now, after I have built the National Guards, I start producing ships. And the third thing, I have started producing just today stout artillery and a little bit before that mobile anti-air vehicle. And all of that, now listen carefully, all of that was possible because in the first place I pushed my infantry to go and take cities and land. And it's very important to take these territories here. They are not cities, but they bring you money and men. And look at that. I have 11,000 men and 23,000 money. And if somebody attacks me now in the beginning of the mid game, well, I'm already prepared because I have mercenary outposts with combat outpost, and this will give me the chance of mobilize a unit in 45 minutes. It's a 4x mode, so it will be very quickly. And now you remember that I also have National Guards. Yes? Well, the National Guards, they will be produced like hour and a half. And even if somebody start attacking my ports, well, I will start producing in every city National Guards. And in this zone here, Metehara, in this case, mercenaries, and I will pack them with mobile anti-air vehicle and stout artillery, and believe me, nobody can do anything. Now, since the thing is that nobody is attacking me, and probably no one will right now, because to be honest, I calculated the options, the only threat here is Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia has some good ships, to be honest. Level 2 naval base here and level 2 in Dammam. So this is something I should keep an eye on, and I leave a ship here, and I also create another corvette here and bring it to Djibouti to cover the port. Now for the attacking part, what you want to do here? Well, I already started my next chapter of taking cities. I come here to Egypt. Egypt isn't very active, not active at all, but this is your main game. Look which players are not active, go and take their cities. This means you have more resources than the players that are fighting each other, the active players. You will fight active players, don't worry, this will happen, but it will happen when you are much more prepared than them. Now, as you can see here, I have 2 motorized infantry, 2 national guards and a corvette. Where are they going? They're going to Morocco. And Morocco, well, he is inactive player. This means that these cities here, if Spain doesn't take them, because Spain is actually playing and playing well, I will be the one that will obtain them, and most importantly, I will take a major location, the Gibraltar. Of course, I will share it with Spain, but still I will have access to this location and it will be very important. You should keep an eye on that. Of course, I already have an access to the Red Sea, and at some point I will be able to close the Mediterranean. And this is how you should think, you know, to the what is about to happen. And the Mediterranean will be a main place for fighting, as it always be. And the next thing we are about to do is more ships, frigates and corvettes. We will look to, you know, research some destroyers, because their time will come. And we will push this army here, the National Guards, the Mobile Radar, anti-air vehicles, stout artillery, everything into Saudi Arabia. And the ships will be guarding us. Of course, here you may say that is some kind of a threat. Congo or Chad? Probably. It's possible, but I have Juba, I have Khartoum, and if I need, I will take Kampala as well. But I have a territory next to Kampala, and what does that mean? That when I send these guys here into the Saudi Arabia, I will make National Guards with anti-air and put them here to cover me. Now Mozambique is you know, ally, so he's dealing with South Africa. At the north, Turkey is another ally of me. He is dealing with Iraq and Syria, and he will come to the borders of Saudi Arabia. Now I don't know these players, but you should prepare for what is about to happen, and Saudi Arabia will be basically squashed. If this guy here needs assistance, Mozambique, well, I have some ships. I do have ships. 1 here, 2 more here, and 1 going to Spain, Morocco, for example. And if he needs help, I can help him. So this is how you should prepare for the mid-game. Take as much as you can from the inactive players, and it's very important how you build. Now go back to the previous video, check it. It's a very simple tactic, it's very cheap like the mid game. Now if you build properly in the beginning, it wouldn't be expensive to have such an army in this case for the mid, because let's be honest, this army is pretty much covered by air, it's covered by sea, and it can go and take territory, it can occupy. You have National Guard, you can shoot with the stout artillery and wait. He have to attack, and you can make combat outposts and wait and defend with the National Guards. So this is my advice. Take as much land as possible from the inactive players or the one who are very vulnerable, and of course build cheap so you can have a good mid proper game. Thank you for watching. If you have some questions, put them in the comments. I will answer them, and believe me, it will be helpful to you and you will take your game to the next level. One more time, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, and see you next time.